Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another tutorial. Today we're going to be making a pocket on a hinge. A pretty basic construction, great for mass making to prep for a journal that you're making, because you could make them on neutral paper and then come back and decorate them. I've made quite a few off camera because I need to build up my stash. That's not necessarily as kit specific or theme or journal specific. So what I have before me is all of our normal supplies: Fabri-Tac, Bearly Arts glue, eyelets, corner rounder, circle punch, eyelet setter. I think I need to replace it because it's just not working right, and I've tried everything and I can't get it to do what it's supposed to do. I think it might be damaged, but the jury's still out. So I'm just going to set some of that stuff aside so that we've got room to work here, and just get my mouse out of the way. And let's see. So let's show you what the template looks like. So I didn't write anything on here. I will do that while we're together. So this is the hinge. So I hinged it on the right side. This is just a one measurement you could potentially use. So the full piece width-wise is 5 inches, and it has a little bit more than almost a 3/4 inch hinge, and then the height of it is 5.5. So the pocket part would be 4 1/4. I wanted them to be a little bit bigger, but I wanted just to provide you with a template. So I will write those dimensions on here before I do the photos at the end of the video. So again, very, very basic. We are also putting another pocket on it. But you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want. I did not decorate the backs of any of mine. So let me show you what I did. So this is one for the sewing journal, and I just left the back like this because this is going to get hinged onto a page, and then I could decorate this later, okay? Or put some other piece of ephemera on there, a cluster or something. So that's one. So it's got 3 small journal cards in the pocket. I made a vellum pocket and just decorated the front here, and then it's got 2 large tags as well, or journal cards, however you want to look at that. So that is that. We are getting ready to go to a birthday party today, so I thought I'd get the video done before we go. It is one of our grandson's 16th birthday. It's crazy. So this one is also hinged to the right. I guess maybe because I'm right-handed. I don't know. It doesn't really matter with this hinge because it's going to flip like this. This will get glued down to your page. So you just want to make sure your height is within the height of your journal, or a page. So this is 7.5. So it is plenty short enough for that. So and again, we've got 2 cards, it looks like, in here, and then 2 cards in here. Again, I didn't do anything with the back. Another right-handed one. Maybe we'll do this one left as well. So right-handed hinge, again, nothing on the back. And then this one has 2 cards in the front pocket. And this was a cut, so all of the digitals, or most of the digitals in this kit, have a zipper going down the middle of the digital, separating the pages, and so I just cut that off and put it there, and then it's got 2 in the larger pocket. This one's a little bit smaller, I think, than the other 2 that I just showed you. So I made a mistake and punched that one. You don't want to do that. That was kind of silly. And then this one, I did do a left hinge. And the reason why I did the left hinge is because there were certain things I wanted to see a little bit more. Although with everything covered up, let me just show you once I take it out. Decorated the front, put a little bit of quote there, "Change for no one." And the reason why I picked that is because of this image. Now these papers are from Sunflowers and Doors. This is from the Out with a Bang collaboration. I did a video doing the patina rust effect, and I want to use the kit. So I thought, perfect, I can build up my stash. I'm going to start using some other kits just off the cuff. Every time I do a video for a journal that I'm working on, I'm going to make 1 or 2 for just random, for anything. Okay, so let's pull this out. So I'll show you what we've got here. in a second. So I liked that image, so I wanted her to be on the front. So even though she's covered over by the things in the pockets, and that's why I wanted to add that quote. So we've got a large tag that goes into the big pocket, and then we've got this one that goes in the small pocket, this goes in the small pocket, and this goes in the small pocket. This is an envelope from the kit, and I basically just made it into a writing space. I like to do this, and so it's just Velcroed shut, and it fits in those pockets as well. So this, I pulled this out because I want to give you the dimensions that I'm working with that are different than my template. So this measures, I think it's 10 3/4. Yeah, 10 3/4 inches wide, and I believe it is 7 inches tall. Oh, it's taller than 7 inches. 7 1/4 inches tall. So I just wanted to show you that, so you know the full. If you're working with the digital, you know that the length that you need and the height that you could potentially choose. So that was why I did that, just for kicks and giggles. So I've got a bunch of stuff here. I've got some gauze, some seam binding, and then these are all of our bits that we're going to be working with for this one. So I'm going to set this stuff aside and get to our base. There's a lot here because I wanted to have lots to choose from, because we're going to make this one from start to finish. So this one I did already cut down. I believe it is 10 3/4. It is 10 3/4 by, oh, this one I did make 7 inches, so I didn't even follow my other template. So this one's 10 3/4 by 7. So that being said, you could make this any height that you want, and you could make it any width that you want. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I want to make sure I get my hinge. So I want a 3/4 inch hinge. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that on my table here with my grid. And I am going to replace this cutter. I have tried all the tricks, and I keep having to replace this blade, and it will run down, but it won't run back up. So I'm done with it. I've had it for like over 2 years. So I'm like, yeah, I'm done. So I ordered a Fiskars one that has a scoring blade as well. So I just am biting the bullet on that one. So I'm just going to go ahead and score this at that mark. Okay, like so. Go ahead and bend that back. And then once you do that, then you can get a better idea of how wide your pocket's going to be, which it should be. If this is 3/4, well, I can tell you right now. Let me run this over here, kind of a little off camera there. So this is now 10 inches. Okay, so that means I should be able to score this at 5 and be correct. So let's just do that, because that will be easier than trying to manually fold it. So I made all of these this morning. It's Saturday the 23rd. I go back to work on Monday. I mean, I'm glad, but I'm sad. Mostly I'm sad because I have to get dressed every morning. It's my favorite part of summer, is not having to get up and get dressed. I can just stay in my pajamas for as long as I like. So, oh, where's my bone folder? What? Reach for that. I don't know if I mentioned it in a previous video, but my big cart that I had on or to my right, I've moved to my left, because it doesn't then, if I'm in here just milling around, it doesn't block my access to the desk. And so I can just tuck it over there, and it's working a lot better. Plus I tend to go that way versus to my right. So, all right, that is absolutely perfect. I've got a little bit of an overhang there, imperfection, but so now, well, obviously we already chose, because this is the hinge, right? So that means our hinge is going to, oh, that's right. That's going to be our front. That's going to be our front. So it's going to hinge to the right. Even though I said I was going to do that different, didn't I? So I want to just think about if I want to do anything different with this one, because you could round the corners. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's round the corners just for kicks. just for something different. I made like 5 of those. They're all the same, so it's just, I'm rounding even the hinge. Should be just fine. And then we're gonna round here. You can tell my tea stain paper digital is very dark because I changed, it looks like when I change my yellow cartridge in my printer, I always get that result. I get a little bit of a darker tea stain on that digital. It's one of my favorite background papers to use. So, and we don't need to round those. So that's perfect. So let's go ahead and make our thumb notch here. So this is the front. We don't need to put one in the back. And actually, I'm going to kind of ink this a little bit up just so that I can make sure I can see my edges, so I don't, I can visually see what my boundaries are, because I just guesstimate on where I place that. So now I can see my edges here and here. Makes it a little bit easier to center this. You could also, if you were brighter than me, you could go like this and find your center, which should be 5 inches, so it should be 2.5. So let's just do that the right way. Let's just do it the right way. 1, 2, 2.5, so right there, okay? And then you're not guessing. I'm lazy sometimes. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do a thumb notch there. And I'm gonna go a little bit deep. Normally I'm pretty shallow there. There we go. Ink that up. And then I'm gonna just take a moment and go around all this and ink it where it's necessary. You don't have to ink the inside other than this edge, in my opinion. So I'll be right back. That should be good. Yep. I love this. I love the touch of red in this. It's so beautiful. So the first thing that we need to come up with is a pocket. So I'm actually thinking, I'm wondering if I have a piece of vellum that I could use. I'm going to just look in my scrap bin really quick, just a moment. Even though it's not, I mean, it's scraps, but it's also a place where I put little bits of things, like there's one right there. So I like that because then you don't lose any of that image. So let me just straighten this edge out. Okay. And I want to have a gusset on this. So I'm going to, that should be 5 inches, right? Yes, that's 5 inches. So I need 5.5 inches wide because that will allow me a 1/4 inch gusset. So I'm just going to cut this width-wise down to 5.5. Yep. And this is the other thing, is I like to go this way with my cutter and it won't work. I have to go down. Otherwise it just shreds my paper. And I've cleaned the track, like I've done everything. I don't even know anymore. Now I'm gonna slide that up so I don't confuse it. I'm gonna score that and then turn it, score it on the bottom. And score it again. Uh-oh, it just tore that. Doggone it. That doesn't usually happen. You know what? That's a thinner piece of vellum. Let me check one more time, guys. That is not the heavy vellum, and that's why that happened. So let's see if I've got another piece in here. My apologies, guys. That's a bummer. We might have to use some paper because I'm not sure if I have any printed in here. Everything but the kitchen sink in here, though. That's a bummer deal. Does not look like I have any vellum that's big enough. What is that? That's got green in it. That's kind of a belly band shape. Okay. Well, that's not cool. Put that back up, and let's just look through our papers and see. I'm going to have to grab the main papers to find a pocket piece. Just a moment. So these are some of the other pages. This was a freebie. But we could do it with something like this. Would be kind of nice and contrasty. Let's just do that. Let's not overthink it. So, and I like this section right here. So I think I'll use that bottom half. So let me do the same. I'm going to go ahead and trim this down to 5.5 in total by, I'd say probably 3.5 inches in height. So we'll see where we land. Okay, got this scored up, so let me just trim those corners. So when you do that and you score the sides and the bottom, then you want to kind of miter that corner so you don't get any binding there where we're going to fold it. So just kind of like that, kind of get that little notch out of there. So let me go ahead and just burnish this. We might use that for some layering. Okay. Oh, it's covering up the flower. Oh no. I have to make that pocket shorter. I'm going to turn to my big cutter here. Just a second. It's awfully low though. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. Doggone it. I could go that short. That's a bummer deal. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we're just going to have to just work with it, okay? I do need to well, we could bring it up. I like to do that as well, but now we're completely covering that flower. But it is what it is, as they say. There'll be other places where we're going to see that flower, so sacrifice is made. Sometimes. I'm estimating. Okay, let me ink this up. So I got the beach journal done. I think I mentioned that in the flip through of the And with an E journal. And so that's going to be up on the channel, the flip through for that. And then Evie was asking if that was most of them. And I still have the spring journal, the Christmas ones, and the sewing journals. So I'm doing very, very well with my goals for journal completion. So this one, the beach one, will be my third one that's up for sale. Will be up for sale, is that right? I believe so. I also have the 4th of July one I'm going to probably sell as well. But anywho, so I'm just, again, I'm raising that up because I like that distinction of having that separation there. So I like that look. I did it on some of the other ones as well. And again, sorry flower, you are sacrificed. But now we can go ahead and glue this shut. Okay. So we are going to glue obviously on this edge and this edge. And I'm going to be as minimalistic as I possibly can, because the white glue tends to spread a lot and you lose some landscape in that process. So just going to go like that. I'm not going to worry about that little corner. Close it up. Give it a good press. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's get something to put on this that doesn't distract too much from our beautiful image here. So I've got, I think these are journal cards, and these are for the pockets, and these are for pockets, and this was a piece that I thought would be great for just a decoration. I think those are also journal cards. I thought I had more. That was just an option for a decoration. Just look here and see if anything pops out at me and we can use. Again, these are from Sunflowers and Doors. That's Mandy Reed over there. Oh, this one right here. Except that the flower is way down, but let's see if we can use this one, because I really want to capture that flower again since I buried it. And I'm just going to cut a sliver off the bottom by hand. Yeah, that'll do. Or we could do that, because that's got the flower too, doesn't it? This feels like I'm not covering up as much of the background, so I think I'm going to go with that. And I'm going to get that special corner chomper. Yeah, this will bring our flower back in. I'm comfortable with that. So it's this punch here, which is one of my favorites. I don't know if you guys can actually see that very well. But we're going to put that there, but I do like to have a bit of separation, as I talk about often. That's going the wrong way. Oh, this would be good because we'd be able to bring that flower back in. Woo, yes. Let's do that. I am easily excited when it comes to beautiful images. Let me just wing this here, see if I can cut that. I lost my mark already. Oh my heavens, Renee. Heavens to Betsy. It's right there. Now I see it. Hopefully it's straight. Okay. We'll plop that down there. Yeah, perfect. So I think I'll round the edges on this. We are doing all of it on camera, so it might be a little lengthy. If you hear things in the background, my husband's working on he's putting together his desk today, so that's exciting. So let's just, and then I don't mind if this goes off to one side, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue this down. Everything else is pretty much cut to size. It's just a matter of rounding and inking and putting on eyelets and whatnot. So, and I think I'd like to just take advantage of that separation that's here and here and just capitalize on that and just cover that over. Okay, like so. Oh, that's so pretty. I want this stuff under there though. This is a weird stuff. It's not very stretchy like some of the others I have, but I did coffee dye it a while ago. So let's just get that down to manageable size. And we're going to put that underneath. Well, I guess it does distort. It's just different than some of the others I've used. Just kind of go like that. How about that? And because that's so thin, I feel pretty comfortable that I can just put the glue, a lot of glue on the back of this Fabri-Tac, and it's going to seep into all those little fibers. But you can see I'm putting quite a lot. Okay. And we're just going to put that down there. Make sure that we've got plenty on the top and bottom. And I'm just going to plop that down right there. So pretty. Oh, so pretty. We can go ahead and put this on because we're already here. So I think I'm just going to round the corners on the, or ink it rather than round it. This is printed on a lighter paper, so I don't want to mess with it too much. This is from my stash. So another thing I did, I don't know if you guys recall, but let me just show you this really quick. I have these little notebooks that I bought from Soto Studios, and they're just the right size for small ephemera. So mostly quotes, labels, and things like that, but they were kind of a mess. And so this week I went through them all and I created a cheat sheet. So binder 1, binder 2, all the way to 7 or 8. I've got a bunch of empty ones, but they have just generally what is in each one. So I'm not having to look through all of the binders to see what's in it. So this one had miscellaneous inspirational quotes and words. So that's how I was able to find this beauty. So that's going to work out really well. Because I need to tap into those rather than just going and getting frustrated and printing another set of stuff, which I've been known to do. I just went over that interesting edge, but maybe we can move it down so that we're a little bit more. I can't. It's white glue. That's okay. Collect beautiful moments. Okay, so let's work on the ephemera. So this is going to go in the pocket. I really liked this idea, but I am going to cut off these edges so that I can just make it a writing spot. So I'm just going to cut on that score line. I think I want to make a small journal with this kit. It's really, really beautiful. So as you can tell, I already pre-scored just to save time. And, oh, I cut that crooked. Doggone it. What did you do? Maybe something else is crooked, though. Feels like that edge is not straight. Yep, we're not straight. Shoot. That's frustrating. Well, it is what it is. So let me ink this up as well. Okay. So I'm super bummed about that, but you know, it is what it is. We can't do anything about it. So what do I do with the Velcro? Oh, it's over here, just a reach away. So we're just going to put a little bit of Velcro, just a Velcro dot right here. Oh, I forgot to ink that edge. And then I've showed you this before. I like to, when I put the soft side on, I like to put a little bit of glue there so that it really sticks well to the other side. So we're just going to do that. Okay, close that up. And then I think I'd like to put something on here. So let's see if we can find one of the images that's kind of on the small side and put a little bit of something on the top of that. So let's choose one of these. Let's choose one of these beautiful girls. Alrighty, grab a little bit of a larger circle punch, I think. Oh, this is probably going to be too big. That's too big, so this is a 2-inch. Will probably do the trick. So I'm just going to kind of try to center her face in there a little bit. Yeah. I'm not going to put anything under it because I don't want to, well, I could put a strip across here. That might be kind of pretty. Just to, again, tie things together. Look at that. Almost long enough. Not quite. Would it be weird to do this? No, it wouldn't be weird. I'm saying it wouldn't be weird. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to make a mark right there. Trim that off. And I feel like it's a little bit wide. Well, actually, what we can do is let's go ahead and ink up what we can, and I'll show you a trick. Okay, we just need that inked up, and then we'll open that back up, which is risky since that's still wet. And we're gonna just line this up kind of up here to the top. Actually, we can glue it on and then do that. Yeah, let's just glue it on and we'll cut the edges off. So actually I do want to mark it because I don't want to make a big glue mess for myself. So I'm going to kind of go like that and then turn this over, except it's not staying. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. We'll deal with the overflow. Yeah, there we go. Touch up that ink in a little bit. Made a mess of that corner. That's okay. And then just ink that bit that we just added on as best we can, and maybe we can get a little bit of ink in there. It's okay, nobody will know, just us. Yeah, I like that, and we brought some of that red into the envelope too. So let's just put her down. I don't want to bulk that up because it would affect the writing space on the inside of the envelope. So I'm just going to put her right there just by that. She's just a floating head. Sometimes I feel like a floating head. So, okay, so this is going to go in, and then one could put something on the other side, but I'm just going to go ahead and just stick her in here like this. Okay. Oh, she's very tall. Oh, you know what I missed? I did it again. So when you do this, you actually want to take off a little bit. I can't believe I did that again. I did that on another one too. So let me show you what I mean. So see how this is shorter? Oh, I can't believe I did that. See how this is shorter? Because you cut off part of it. It's not a must, but it does help because now my journal cards are going to be really tall. But the flip side is this is going to fit in. It's not going to interfere too much. Well, a little bit because this won't go down as far now. Oh, it's perfect. Okay, that'll work. That's not what I intended though. So make sure that before you glue this closed that you cut a bit of that off if that's the look that you want. And that is the look that I wanted, but I failed. I failed. So now these are going to be short. Shoot, shoot, shoot. That's okay. So not by very much. So we're going to go ahead. These are 2 cards that are going to go in the large pocket. So I'm going to take a moment and round the corners and ink these up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so those are inked up. I've got a couple of tabs over here. So I just want a tab on the tallest one. So these are not quite the same size. One is just slightly smaller than the other. So I'm going to put the tab on here. I pre-cut these. Looks like that's going to be upside down. It happens. It happens. I need to just go through my scrap bin and make a bunch of tags. Just run them through my die cut machine and make a bunch of tabs. Whale tail tabs. So I need to purge that box. I don't mind if that flower's upside down, so I'm going to go ahead and just use my white glue. I've become a little bit better at that. If I'm quick enough, I can get this on here, turn it over, and then adjust. Oh, I didn't ink the back. That's okay. I can come back and do that later. Just scooch that over a little bit, as long as you haven't pressed it down. So there we go. So that's going to go in the big pocket. I cannot believe I did that. So exasperating. Why aren't you going in, lady? There we go. So see how that just sticks out the top. Kind of hard to grab here. I'll just have her stick out like just about that much, okay? And then our other card will go in front of that one in the big pocket. She's just slightly smaller. I feel like this paper is not holding up very well, but I know it's my 65 pounds, so, which unfortunately went up in price, but I'm going to pay the price because I like it. There we go. Just get that down to that level if I can. Yeah. Okay. And then we've got some smaller bits that can go in this front pocket. Not as much as I pulled out because this is a lot. So I'm going to kind of pick and choose. So this is a tall one. So it looks like it's a little bit tall for that pocket. So I think I'll cut it off and have it go about to there. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a, oh, we're cutting off those flowers again, you poor flowers. Actually, I'm going to cut it off the top. I'm going to cut on that line right there, and I'm just going to tag those corners. And this is the cheater way, or the quick way. Just cut one corner off, grab that little bit. Whoops. So you've got it like that, and then you're just going to turn it over and come over to this corner, like so. And it's a little bit of a tab, so it's kind of hard to get your fingers on. But that worked, and let's ink that up as well. I can ink the back of these all if I miss any off camera, so, but I do like to ink those edges on the back. So I've got a smaller tab that I can put on this one, so that this one's not going to have any seam binding or eyelet on it. It's just a tab for appearances, decorative purposes. Alrighty, this is the tiniest tab that I have in my die set. I should look again and see if that's available yet. I got them on Etsy, but last time I checked, they were no longer available. So there we go. Looks pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so that's going to go in this front pocket. And it's going to go in the front of the front pocket though. I do want an image of the girl, so I think we'll go ahead and, I think I'm not going to, maybe we'll round these just slightly. It looks like there is a little bit of a rounding on the digital, so let's do that. Ink her up. Won't be nearly done. Just wanted to do one today. So hopefully by tomorrow I'll have all my videos done for next week, and I can continue chinking away at the journals that need to be finished. So she's going to go here. Okay. I can ink that later. I'm going to put her in there, and then let's see what else we had here. Here's another one. I think I'd like to use this one as well. I'm not going to put a tab on it though, because we've already got that other taller one that we can use. I want to see if there's more to this kit, because I think in the group I've seen people use other pieces that I'm not seeing in the freebies. So I wonder if there's more to the kit, or maybe I need to see if I just need to see if there's more. I looked this morning to the freebies in the group, and I have everything that I saw, but anyways, so I think I like that. So this is a stuffed mama right here. And then this one's going to go in the front, because it's going to go in behind, because I don't want to cover up that layered look. So there you go. Boom. So easy, guys. And then this side again can be decorated at a later time, because sometimes you want to think about that, right? You don't want to necessarily decide on everything all in one foul swoop. So why is that so tight? Why is that? Probably because of the pocket. So let me find my bone folder and just give that a little bit of a crease and see if we can help that move along there a little bit better. I didn't even address that, so it is fine. I do worry about these hinges though. I almost wonder if one should put a little bit of a heavier paper. This is 65-pound paper, but that hinge, I just get concerned about that hinge, you know, but that's how it's going to work in the journal. So that I cut a bunch of other stuff, but I do not need it. So that is it for today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will be doing a little bit more of this. I'll probably still be focusing on the themed stuff on camera, but when I make a project, I'm going to try to make one or two that are just random. Like I love Pink Monarch Prince. I love Amity Bloom. I love Ruby and Pearl. I love, what's another one? Chapter 1. A French Cottage Shabby. I would love to start making some more with her digitals. I've got a ton of them. That's Daisy Isaac. So that's my plan, because I need to build up. I went to try to give some stuff away, and I really don't have anything. I just don't have a huge stash of things that I don't actually use. But partly that's because I do Happy Mails, and I give things away when I sell a journal. I put other extra stuff in there. So Anyway, that is it for today. If you like this kit, guys, I would encourage you to check out Sunflowers Indoors. I will link her down below. This is not one of the collaboration videos, but I really wanted to showcase what you might not have seen in my other video, because I wasn't able to actually use the digitals in the base of that rusty patina effect that I did, because it would have just covered up the images. They would have just gone away. But I love both of them equally. Like, I love the so this is the blue version. So I love both equally. I think they're just gorgeous. So I think maybe I'll make a one signature journal. I want to ease into the neutral thing. So this might be a good way for me to ease in to a little bit more of a neutral look. So I might make a single signature journal with this kit. Okay. Either the red or you could mix them too. So anyway, that is it for today. I'm not done jabbering. So I hope you guys are having a great day. It's another hot one here. I think it's going to be over 100 degrees. It's been like this for a few days. Hoping that it cools down before Monday. Monday, we don't have students at school. It's just a training work day, but Tuesday kids come, and then they come to school Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we're off for the Labor Day weekend. We have a 4-day weekend. So that's going to be good. We always, when we start the new school year, our students' school week is only 3 days, and that's just what we do. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.